piece? Do you want a huge wedding? What do you want? Now, a lot of fathers, I'm trying to remember, no, we didn't get this deal. A lot of fathers will say, I have 12, I have 20, I have 50, whatever the dollar matter is. I have 50,000, I have 20,000, I have 25,000, I have $12,000. You can take this and go to just as a piece, or I'll spend it on the wedding. Well, if you ask people our age, what are we going to tell you from an economic standpoint? Take the money, take the money. How many guys would just take the money? Well, most of them, not all. Some guys want this huge wedding. But most guys will be like, let's take the money. Let's go to just a piece. We got this. And then we'll spend some of it on our honeymoon, right? But what is it that you want? I ask people all the time. There's two things I ask people all the time. What do you want? Who are you in Christ? If you can answer those two questions, you can make any decision you'll ever have to make. Hi, I'm Scott Farrell. Welcome to What's Your Problem? Got a great topic today. Seems like 'tis the season for weddings, right? You probably know somebody that's getting married, son, daughter, aunt, uncle's got somebody, you got a friend's friend who's getting married. But one of the questions I get so often is, how do I get married? What am I supposed to do? Is it a big church wedding? Is it an elopement? Is it a sort of between? Are we going to the Caribbean? Are we going somewhere else? Is it just us two? Are we going to hit the justice of the peace? All good questions. I looked it up the other day. I think the average wedding cost, I didn't say your wedding, average wedding cost in the United States right now, $28,000. Now, when you ask somebody our age, late 50s at the time of this taping, would we spend that money again? And the answer is no. What is it that we look for in a wedding? What is that day supposed to be? So many people, it's this magical expression of love. It's something we fantasized about our whole lives. And what is it really? So I'm going to break down the realities of a wedding day and then how to choose which one's probably best for you. All right, so let's go over the realities first. We spend a lot of money on a wedding. All right, it's an emotional decision. Wedding planners know this. Dressmakers know this. One of the biggest shows in the United States is the bridal show. Why? It's an emotional decision. If you can get somebody spending money emotionally, you can make some money on them. Now, what's marriage for? It's a man and woman getting married. Okay, that's easy. It's for a lifetime. At least that was the objective. However, what's the current rates on divorce is 57%. That's a mixing of all, not first marriages, but a mix of everything. So is it really? So what's this day all about? Well, it's about the bride. You know, if guys were setting up weddings, you'd probably get beans and weenies, pizza, some sodas, guy food, something orange, yellow, red, wings, Cheetos, chips, Doritos. Okay, that's why we don't get to decide. And we would wear whatever we felt like. But the women are always beautiful, beautiful wedding gown, so many things that go into it depending on what socioeconomic sphere you're from. But the gist is it's all about the bride. And I tell guys all the time, weddings about the bride, babies are about the bride. All right, you become irrelevant. But we make it into this magical thing. What is it really? You're extremely tired at the end of the day. And I get this from marrying people, and I got married myself. And you don't get to eat. I'm amazed at how few brides and grooms actually eat. I know at our marriage, I don't think my wife and I ate anything. We cut the cake. We had one piece of that cake because, you know, we fed each other. And that was the last time we ate till 12 o'clock that night. And we're like, we never ate. And I hear that from a lot of couples. When I'm speaking to couples pre-marriage, I tell them to eat. Or I tell them to get somebody to set something aside to eat. But it's a lot of hustle and bustle, making a lot of other people happy, trying to talk to every single person that came to your wedding. It's exhausting, and you normally collapse without sex into bed. Now, there's plenty of time. You got the rest of your life. That was for us, and we were a second marriage, so we had our little boy. He was 7 at the time, and he wanted to swim in the pool at the hotel, so we didn't even drop him back off with his father till his second marriage. With his father till about 11:30 that night. And then we had to get up at 6 a.m. to go on our honeymoon. So I was tired. So the reality and the fantasy and the fairy tale normally don't match. But if we can sell the reality enough, then we can make a lot of money off people. All right, so your wedding day, what should it be? Well, again, since brides are the ones that customarily decide this, I'd say at least 90%. Make it something you want. Do you want to elope? Do you want to go to just a piece? Do you want a huge wedding? What do you want? Now, a lot of fathers, I'm trying to remember, no, we didn't get this deal. A lot of fathers will say, I have 12, I have 20, I have 50, whatever the dollar matter is. I have 50,000, I have 20,000, I have 25,000, I have $12,000. You can take this and go to just as a piece, or I'll spend it on the wedding. Well, if you ask people our age, what are we going to tell you from an economic standpoint? Take the money, take the money. How many guys would just take the money? Well, most of them, not all. Some guys want this huge wedding. But most guys will be like, let's take the money. Let's go to just a piece. We got this. And then we'll spend some of it on our honeymoon, right? But what is it that you want? I ask people all the time. There's two things I ask people all the time. What do you want and who are you in Christ? If you can answer those two questions, you can make any decision you'll ever have to make. But for a wedding, it's such an emotional thing. And it's supposed to be the one thing you do with your partner. Although the average, I think right now in the United States is 2 to 3. 2 divorces, 3 marriages. We know some people that have gone as far as 7. What was Liz Taylor? 8? I can't remember. That's not the design. This is forever, right? I love you, you love me. We're going to make this commitment for the rest of our lives, better or worse. We're just going to get through it. But so many people are getting married now with the wrong commitment to the wrong person, and their philosophy is, it's going to be a great day. Let's party, let's get drunk, let's eat good food, and if it doesn't work out, we'll just go our separate ways. That's a lot of money to spend for rolling the dice. Why don't you just go to Vegas and blow $28,000? I mean, it'd just be easier. So I always ask brides, what do you want? What do you want? Is the money more valuable to you? Are the memories? Is it about the photos? Is it about seeing people you love? Is it about getting things done a certain way that you've imagined since you were a child? Is it about the dress? Is it about the flowers? Is it about the cake? Is it about all of it? It's kind of like prom. You tell guys to know about this. It's about the dress and the shoes. Get it right. Dress, hair, shoes. Same thing about a wedding. Why do we spend so much time getting our hair perfect, makeup perfect, making sure the dress is perfect, you name it? I remember I accidentally picked out my wife's wedding gown. She took me shopping for dresses one time, and I was going, I love that one, and it's going through them. Well, she bought one of them, and she actually wore it for our wedding. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get some of that later. I am married, so I get that as much as I can get it. I think that's also some of the premise. When you walk down the aisle, you want your husband-to-be to go, wow, I am marrying her. It's kind of like that video where the guy woke up from anesthesia from surgery, and he looked at his wife, he didn't remember at first, and said, am I married to you? I hit the jackpot. Oh my goodness, I'm married to you. You're so beautiful. I mean, it's on YouTube if you want to see it. That's the feeling you want to see, right? So now I always tell people pro, con it. What are the pros having a traditional wedding? What are the cons? What are the pros are eloping? What are the cons? What's the pro of just the piece? What are the cons? And then match up what you wanted as a child. So if you've got the money to do what you want as a child, go do it, if that's what you want. So many times, weddings become a way to please people. The bride gets steamrolled by mom, grandma, aunts, somebody, instead of doing what they want to do. And then mom takes over. I've seen this on TV so many times. And I've had to deal with brides who were in tears because of it. Mom took over, and then they ended up with a wedding they didn't really want. And there's way more people than they wanted to invite, and they didn't really want that part of the family to come. And you name it, it can become a disaster fast. So you and your husband-to-be or your wife-to-be are the only two people that really get an opinion, right? It's what we want as a couple, as our memory for the rest of our lives. Anybody else's opinion is unwelcome. I tell people all the time now, I got one human to satisfy on this planet. It is my wife. If your name ain't Patricia, I don't really care what you say. I don't care how you think. I don't care what you feel. I have to make her happy, because if mom ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. But I learned that rule, and I understand that rule. But I have to make God happy, but he's not living here physically. He's within me. And I have to make my wife happy. Same thing in pre-marriage. The two of you get to decide. Whatever you want to do, do it. Have fun doing it. It's that simple. So my advice on how to get married Get married the way you choose, not the way your parents do, not the way your friends do, not the way the wedding planner wants you to do it, not the way the mean lady at church that directs your wedding does it. Just the two of you. If you do that, you don't have any regrets. The money's well spent, whatever the dollar figure is. And then if you want to cash daddy's check and go on a great honeymoon, have at it, man. Have fun. It's just up to you. The external voices don't matter after you get married, so why should they matter now? I tell couples all the time, leave and cleave is what God said. I'm going to tell you the same thing. You don't go home anymore. Your home is with your spouse. That's where your home is. That's why you have to make it through. That's why you have to eliminate strife. And that's why you have to be one team, one body, one way ready to go, one spirit, one purpose. All right. So I hope this cleared up some hassle for you. I hear so many horror stories, and then they made a whole show of Bridezilla. There's a reason why they're called that. It's not just a made-up TV show that's just one after another of train wrecks of weddings. So if you have any questions, you can always email me. I'll be glad to help out. I am a pastor also. So hit me up at problem@wyppodcast.com. And, if you have any tips, if you have any suggestions, I have tips and suggestions for you on our website, wyppodcast.com. Also, hit the subscribe button. Like button, subscribe button, hit it right there. You can do it. It's that easy, trust me. But if you have a topic that I haven't covered, send it to me. I'd be glad to do this. This is a free service for me, just giving advice for fun, trying to help people out. So that website is wyppodcast.com. Now, if you have somebody getting married soon, send this to them. If they're going through the traditional torture of premarital status, send them to them and let them know that, hey, man, they got a voice somewhere that'll listen to them. All right, I'm Scott Farrell. Thanks so much for dropping by today, and I'll see you next time. Take care.